Welcome to the second video in the series of video on sound. In this video we're going to do some numerical problems related to echo. So let's get started. Let's do the first problem. So let's read this problem and try to visualize it. So one of the most important things of solving a problem is to visualize the problem, and let's draw the diagram. So here is a distant hill, and here is a boy, and he hears an echo after 1 second. So t is 1 second. The speed of the sound in the air is 350 meters per second. So the questioner is asking, what is the distance? So if the distance is d, this sound has traveled 2d. So we know that the velocity is 2d by t. Substituting the values, you have 350 is 2 into d divided by 1 second. That's what the time it takes for to and fro motion. Or in other words, your d would be equal to 350 divided by 2 meters. That's 175 meters. So once you visualize the problem gets simplified. So let's do the second problem. So here is the second question. I urge you to pause this video and try to draw the visualization of this problem. So here is the visualization of the problem. So the person is standing first at position 1, which is at distance d1 from the mountain, and later he moves about 82.5 meters, and he is at position 2, which is at distance d2 from the mountain. So we know that d1 minus d2 is 82.5 meters, and we don't know the d1 and d2, but we of course know the time it took for the sound to travel. So we know that in both these positions the velocity of the sound is the same, and that will be equal to 2d1 by t1, that is equal to 2d2 by t2. So this gives us an equation which is two equations. This is one, and we can derive the second equation out of this by substituting the values is d2 by 2.5, or in other words you get d1 equal to 3 by 2.5 d2, which is, let's say, 6 by 5 if you multiply numerator and denominator by 2, and this is our second equation. So I urge you to pause this video and try to solve this equation, these two equations that you have, and solve for d1 and d2. So if you have got 495 meters, then you're right. So that's the distance from the cliff. You can check the working. So that's your first answer. The velocity of the sound is 2. We can take any one, either d1 or d2. So if you take d1, it is 2d1 by t1, that is 2 into 495 divided by 3. This gets cancelled, 165, that is 330 meters per second. So that's the velocity of the sound. So this is your second answer. So once you construct the problem or visualize the problem, then it becomes really easy. So let's do one more problem on echoes. Here's the third problem. I urge you to pause this video and try to visualize this problem using a diagram. So here's a visualization of the problem. It's important to see that he hears the second echo 3 seconds after the first echo, so the total time taken is 7 seconds. And we know that that's a hill that's farther away, because a closer hill is, it's 640 meters away from the nearest cliff. So closer one is 640. So from this, let's try to find out the speed of the sound and the distance between the cliffs. So first, the speed of the sound, and that can be easily found because you have both the data for D1 and T1. So the velocity of sound is 2d1 by t1, and that is 2 into 640 divided by 4, or this is 160, or that is 320 meters per second. Once you found the velocity of sound, then you can obviously find this distance. So I urge you to pause this video and try to find out d2. So you can use the same equation and try to find d2, because you know the velocity of the sound from the previous step. So you know velocity of sound is 320, and you can find the time, so you can find d2. We know that velocity of the sound is same as in previous case, so that is 320 meters per second. We know that the velocity of the sound is same as in the previous case, so that is 320 meters per second, and that is equal to 2 into d2 by t2. That is 2 into d2 divided by 7 seconds, or in other words, your d2 will be, you can cancel this, 160. That's 160 into 7. That is 1120 meters. So your net distance d1 plus d2 will be equal to 1120 plus 640. That is 1760 meters. So those are the two answers for you. It's good to mark your answers. So now I would urge you to do the checkpoint questions for this session. So here are the checkpoint questions. So here are the 3 checkpoint questions. The question 3 has a hint, which is basically the visualization of the entire problem. So I hope you'll have fun. See you in the next one. Bye.